I am going to be embarking on several projects. I'm going to finally finish this table. There's a hint of things to come. That being the hint. And make this just a nicer thing than a dirty old thing. This, I think I mentioned it before, this was actually the drawer out of a cheap oven. The bottom drawer where you shouldn't keep anything unless you want mice all over it. I never put anything in those bottom drawers except maybe something that is going to be not used for anything to eat off of. But this is off the oven that is actually sitting. I've been down there a long time. You can actually see it. So that's the refrigerator out back. I'm still waiting on Sean, and Sean's doing better, so I'm waiting on him. But the other project is going to be taking this window here, this kitchen window, and making an extension, because I got a quote for one of these windows. This is like $2,500. It was ridiculous. You could go up to like $3,300 for a box window, or whatever they call it. It's not a bay window. It's whatever it is. And I've always wanted to extend this window. This one's under the porch. It's closed in, so it needs to be weather tight, of course. But I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to make a box, and I'm going to make some glass panels, and I think it's going to be nice. But for today, that'll require oak, and I'll show you how I do that. But these are some of my notes. I've got to go get some stuff. I'm going to be working on Daphne's timing a little bit. I think I've about got it, and we're going to look at that. And I'm just going to kind of just tell you what's going on here. But mainly, I want to improve this table. Still waiting on this tile. It should be here tomorrow or the next day. This window is supposed to be here in about a week or less. It took longer for whatever reason. And it's real nice sleeping next to open. It doesn't jump out at you. Open fiberglass, it's fine. And my sleeping habits have always been somewhat unusual. So anyway, let's go and see. Let's go down there and look at Daphne's motor. Won't that be fun? I'm going to just cover a little bit of everything. See what time it is. All right. A lot of farm equipment. It's late October, mid-late October, and they are really doing some farming. It's really a lot of fun to watch it. And it's cold. It's 53. I hope it doesn't get any warmer than that. Falling, yes I am falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Yep. All right, so I got that all cleaned up. Well, doesn't that look better? Some bananas and avocado and a gallon of Filippo Berio extra virgin olive oil. But this is what I'm talking about here. You just don't keep anything in there. Take it out and clean it every now and then, because you'll find there's little crumbs in there or something. There's that hold down thing, but I already had one, so. The next time there's a toddler in here and they're in here playing around with the 500-degree oven, and they put their knee right here, the boiling water won't come over and scald them. So I do believe in those things. I'm not saying I don't believe in those. I believe you need to fit that very carefully and very, very professionally. But anyway, just wanted to show all that. And let's go. Well, there are the two old windows. Isn't that nice? A little windy out here, nice and cool. And so I'm going to put one of these windows here where the sink is, but not today. And here's this oven I was telling you about. There's where the drawer was. And I know, I keep waiting on Sean. But, I don't want to do the metal thing myself, because, he's got family who does that. So this oven was actually tripping a breaker randomly, so that had to go. So I'm not going to say what it was, but it was your cow rod thing. And actually, those are Sean's rotors. Whew, cold. Let's get out of the wind. Well, here's my old gauge. Kind of getting a little foggy-fied there, but you can see it says normal motor right there. So if you know your Edelbrocks, you know that that's the stepped timing, I think, and that is, what does that go to? That goes to the distributor. What does that go to? Oh, that goes to the gearbox. One goes to the gearbox and one goes there. This would be to the power booster if I had one. I don't. So this is the one that I'm going to pull off of, because this one has vacuum at all times. You don't have to have the accelerator going in. So this is the way I time these. Now there are different, just watch Uncle Tony. Uncle Tony's garage, boy, it is cold, and he will tell you there are better ways to do this, but this is a truck that barely makes it 50 miles an hour. 50. So there you go. Still don't love that linkage, but it's good enough. And I know, just have to do what you can do. This is the, I guess these are the original 1978 valve covers that I power coated on a previous episode. So you got to get her warmed up. Let's get the, let's crank her up, get her warmed up, and oh, I'm standing on that crazy thing that, here, I'll show you. I'm standing on this thing. Don't do that. I've seen guys, they'll put little mats on these and stand on these. I don't recommend that unless you lock the wheels down somehow, or you'll have a situation like I just had, where you kind of end up kind of slipping a little bit. So let's crank her up and see what goes on. Boy, I love it. I love that light. I haven't really come up with a way to get it across the top, but I don't need that. Okay, well, let's crank her up and get her warm. She's stone cold right now, so it'll be a while. I hear the fuel pump going. Got my battery on. Let's pull the choke out a little bit. This is that kind of Edelbrock. And let's give her a couple of pumps down there. Get your choke in as quick as you can. Here's my oil pressure. So it's going to take a while. Whoa! See that? I was saying, this accelerator is just a little bit too good. I wish it was a little bit less reactive. It's a little too quick. Woo, stinky. Some kind of mouse or something. All right, let's warm her up. This is my new radio. I've given up on radio here because it keeps blowing them out. I don't know if it's me or what. So I just got Kato, my little friend here. You gonna come on? Don't tell me battery's dead. Always something in it. We'll charge it up. Oh, I got this converter. See, there's the original lighter. Not cool. I got this converter here, and not a sponsor, Mark of the Beast there. And so we're gonna plug this in. And my radio's really got a dead battery. It was just sitting here. I did not leave it on. I gotta drive to Troutman, which is a long way. And you can't, I'll tell you the truth about this thing, you can't leave this thing on and listen to the radio because it interferes with it too much. So let's get this plugged in. You charging? Well, it says charge right there. Okay. And this Daphne's kind of a dust bomb, so make sure those are closed. And this is the on-off button if you've never seen one of these. What is this thing? It's a 2223. A 22 Twain. We'll let it charge. I'm going to get this thing up to like operating temperature, so it'll be a little while. Let's go out there and look at the vacuum gauge. Kind of for fun. Oh, I got to get a 9/16 wrench and loosen that little bridge. Loosen the distributor a little bit. Showing not time properly. Alright, get the 9/16 wrench and get that loose while it's cool. And probably carry this with you, because when you go to the stove, D-E-S-T-O, D-stove, whatever your store is, you will find that you may have to adjust it a little bit along the way, leaving the tension on it somewhat loose. Okay. Heater valve on. Distributor is so far back in these things, it's crazy. Now, if I remember, I changed the timing on this rather dramatically when I did the timing gear and the hands here. When I did the timing gear and the water pumping off. Oh, she's getting hot now. Okay, let's see what happens here. So we're at it's hard for me to show you. That's where it is now, okay? It's in the red zone. It needs to be going back toward that green zone about 1 o'clock. It's about 3 o'clock now. It needs to be changed. So I'm going to rotate the distributor and change that. I don't have anybody here to help me. So let's see if I can change this thing. I'm gonna try. Here, let's just keep trying. Don't want to drop my camera down in the fan. For a bad day. Don't drop anything else here. Let's see if I can move this thing. I need both hands, sorry. Okay, I took the face off that thing and I turned it about at 2 degrees and it seemed to make her a little unhappy. I'm not sure how accurate this gauge is, but she looks pretty good. If you watch her, see, she goes down in green now. She wasn't doing that before. I don't have another place to get vacuum from on the manifold itself. So this has moved a couple of degrees closer to the green, so I'm happy with that. Sounding real good. I think that 2 degrees helped us out. So let's tighten the distributor back up. And it's a nut right back over there. Y'all know where it is. You know, if you don't find out later, it's kind of hard to get to. So okay, let's take her on the road and see if I. Now the reason I'm doing this is because she kind of pinged a little bit going uphill, just a little bit. And you know, you could probably just put a little xylene in your gas or with a little Marvel mystery oil. But that's pretty doggone good. I mean, that's pretty smooth. I'm gonna go with that. Let's go for a ride. Let's go get some stuff. Well, she idles nice. 2 degrees can make a big difference in these things. Yeah, she feels got plenty of vim and vigor. All right, let's see if I can find the hill. I guess I could go this way. I'll do my rear left turn. Okay, we're getting ready to go uphill. Let's put her under a little bit of load. Nobody's behind me good. Just takes a little ease off. Because she was a little pingy going up this. Listen to that. Just 2 degrees. Not to 3 degrees, when will I see you again? Oh, boink, boink. Whoa, ride him, cowboy. Alright. Oh, that's perfect. Let's give her some gas. Oh my. That's really just nicer. I mean, it wasn't terrible before. The pre-ignition is, got somebody in the middle of the road here. Give him a little wave. How you doing, pal? Alright. Well, that's a... Why am I not charging? It might be because I got the fan on. I don't think my alternator's charging. I better pull over and look at that. Ah, shoot, 12 volts. Oh, that ain't good. Maybe my alternator went out. Maybe I turn around. I don't know. Okay, I pulled over, and she's charging now. Yeah, she's bucking up to 14. So, okay, good. All right. Let me see here. I turned the fan off on that one too. Nobody's behind me. Yeah, see, there she goes. All right, good. Yes, we are in the throbbing metropolis of Troutman, and I noticed something. Look how cool my engine's running. It's like 150 degrees. Whoa, that was noisy. I don't know if that's too cool. I got that fancy thermostat in. Maybe it's a little too fancy. I don't know. It's 50 degrees outside, more or less, and I'm running about 150. So I don't know. I guess that coolerator, water pump, and the Mr. Gasket fancy thermostat, she runs cool. There she is charging at 14. So I better make this turn. All right, coming soon. Car wash in 3 minutes. I don't think I'm going to be selling anything for them. All right, let's pull in. Let's turn this off. All right. So back to this. This table I made out of some plexiglass. I had to dull it out because see how the sun hits it, so reflective. And that's stovepipe right there, and that's my lunch. That's stovepipe, and so I'm gonna sand this and do the edges, but you can tell that it's real tight right here, and so I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of it off. Let me just get down here and I'll show you. So I'm going to have to cut a little bit of this off to get it to sit properly. So get your Sharpie. Because the tile up here is going to be like, what, 5/32 or whatever tile is. I don't know. So you got to, I'm going to put a mark right here. And that is it back as far as it goes. I got a nail back there. So I'll probably just come around this corner right here and do it that way. It's hard to do this, it's so reflective. So I gotta, I don't know, you know how plexiglass is. Maybe it'd just be better to just go on up like that. What do you think? I don't really have too many plans that I do. So, and I'm gonna have to have some ballast right here because this is going to be mighty top heavy. So let's see about that. So this is the tool to do this with. It's a relatively simple arrangement to deal with. So you cut it, score it, and snap it off. If you can, you cut both sides, but that's kind of tricky, but I do that all the time. Not terrible. Remember, you got to start and go all the way to the end, okay? You can't, you can't kind of let off at the end of the thing. So once you cut and back cut, you can just kind of crack it off with this thing, and, just sort of like that. And this does not have to be perfect. So we'll snap all that off and then turn it over. And I'm gonna put some felt on the bottom of this and sort of weight this thing down pretty good. All right, now let's take a look at this. See, this is going to go right there, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. So I gotta get some sandpaper down here and sort of sand that up too. So I got that snapped off, and I've got this felt left over from the desktop project, and now I'm getting ready to glue this down. It's not going to fit perfectly, but look at that. That fits pretty good. I'll take that, and that'll be good enough. Nobody's going to see this back corner, and I've got my Super 90 high strength going for me. Alright, so we've got this down, and all we got to do now is cut it. Very simple process here. I just wanted to get this done because it's kind of a nice dry day. Good time to do this. So that's done. Piece of cake. And as you can tell, it's not very stable, but it will be soon. So this is the tile I got. Whatever this is, 1352893. And it's just this tile. It kind of matches that what's up there. And I'm planning on going with that theme too, that sort of border theme. Reminds me of carpet in the house I once lived in. It kind of makes me sad, but I'm trying to get over it. So anyway, I take these off individually. Okay, so these things are generally glued together. Oh good, I got a bag over there. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's that stuff. That's okay. That's okay. Entirely all right with me. But I'll show you what I'm going to cut one of those off. And this is also extremely easy. This is two hands, so you won't get that fiber sticking out. So let me get one of these. Well, maybe I can do it with you here. That's kind of half the fun of it. It's showing you what I'm doing. Oh, okay, we just need one for now. Okay. Alright, so the reason I want one is to put it right there. So when I glue these on, these bullnose tiles, then we can see how we come up. And we want to get them to right there. So we want to make that look nice. Okay, and I'll show you. I got to get the sandpaper anyway. But what we're going for here is this borderline. The only thing I'm going to picture frame. Oh, lunch was good. It was asparagus with oodles of noodles and stuff. So this is that tile, same exact tile that's up there. And we're going to go around there. Okay. Got bit by a spider, just like Gomer. Hurts too. Okay, so we're going to go for this look here. So, we're not going to picture frame the dark tiles. I am going to put 45-degree angles here and 45-degree angle here, and I'm probably going to cut some of these in half, and then not probably, but I'm going to. So we're going to do this on the half tile. I gotta kind of play with this a little bit. Let's do that first and sort of see where we end up with this stuff before we start gluing these things on. So I got a bunch of those over here. Can always take stuff back, you know. You can tell I've been doing fancy cuts because my sleeve's all wet from the wet saw. So what we've done here, and you have to kind of freehand this to get that kind of angle there. And you just have to fit. You just have to do custom as much as you can here. And then there's that. See, that's not too bad for tile. And I'll put just a little bit of a caulking opportunity there. So there that is. And I don't think you can buy tiles like that. So you have to make them yourself. So I got this 80 grit sandpaper. Got the AccuVac ready over there. And I'm just going to rough all of this up. That's where I had some hot glue. I got to get that off. Okay, so we're going to rough this up and start our gluing. So while you can see I had to cut that a little bit off is because I've taken up this little bit right here. And that's pretty close. It's too late now, but that's a whole lot better than it was. Couch is as far over as it'll go. So that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine. Be nice and tight against there. I'm okay with that. See some daylight there. So good. Okay, so do you see where I'm going with this? I'm trying to get that level. And there's that one. And I put some Gorilla Glue there. And I'm trying to keep it as flat as possible and as level as possible. So let's see where we're going to come to with this one. Right about there. So I've got this stuff here, and we don't take much. Too much is hurtful, not helpful. I'm watching this guy with a Honda do some. I think his girlfriend's name must be Mergie. Yeah. It's interesting to watch, though. I didn't know so much about Hondas. Whatever he's doing, something different. So, Milwaukee. All right. So it actually does pretty good. You just have to kind of work it in there. Would I rather be working on a Honda or this? I think I'll take this. It's already peeled me some tape off here, so. My experience with this Gorilla Glue is, because of all the work I did up there, is that you can pretty much count on that stuff working you right here. So let's get that going there, and then we'll squeeze these together right there. See? All right. So this is going to be kind of tricky. So let me do this. But there you go. That's what we're going for, and trying to get that, good and level and everything. So I'll show you in a second. Okay, I got the good out of this. Oh man, there you go. That's it. Whole roll gone. And that's not exactly rare around these parts, but as you can tell, but it's rare enough. Okay, so let's keep going this way, and I've got a couple more of these ready to go. So let's just continue, and just keep checking and making sure that things are the way they ought to be. That don't seem to want to work. I don't know why. Yeah, let's not do too many of these at a time. These guys are funny doing this Honda stuff. Okay, let's stabilize this. This is going to take a long time. So, this is a good stable base though. Just a little progress report here. Things are going pretty good. I'm around that corner, and got to cut some more of these, and then we'll see what this is like. Getting kind of heavy. Good. Before I cover it up, this is the handle thing that you used to pull the drawer open, so to prove that it was a face of that thing. But that's just glue around that. I guess it'll be all right. Well, that didn't take so long. I've got all the miter cuts made. They're all taped on. That Gorilla Glue's doing its thing. I'm gonna let it sit for a couple hours, and then I'm probably gonna go for the first surround of this, so I can do my white inlays and do that. So what fun! I think I'll pass the time by playing a little solitaire. Well, maybe not. Pass time by cutting some more of these tiles out of this mat over here. Just one more, and we'll see how far that gets me. Let's pick the ones with character. See, that's got a little character in it. See, that ain't got much character in it. Just because you are a character doesn't mean you have character. That one's got a little bit of character to it. So if I need another one after this one, actually, I think that's a little too much character. I kind of like these little things here a little better. It's got a little bit more to it. Okay, well, let's cut this one up. And what I'm doing is I'm actually pulling the fiber backing off. I have found that, you can see a pile of it over there. I have found that to be easier to just pull this stuff off. It's on there, but it's not on there too terrible. All right, so fun. A bunch of hair on there whenever that happened. All right. It is the next day, or I think 2 days, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so what we got here is we've got all the border done, and this is the leading edge of the table. This is what will be poking out in the room. You can tell by the curvature there at the bottom where this curvature is. So I've got to cut these to fill these in. So let's do that, because that won't take very long. So let's just use one at a time, and we'll fill them in. This is sort of mathematic, a little tiny bit. A lot of fun though. I love it. So now you got to start thinking, where do you want pieces like this? I think those are in a good spot, your character pieces. Sounds like crickets. Okay, I've got all my pieces cut here, but I've been freehanding and messing here with this stuff. I got this cut out of one piece right there. And I got a little 45-degree thing out there, but you can't use it on these tiles because they're too long for my cheap saw. And then you get that, which is not beautiful, but it's okay. Just a little pinch of white caulk right there. And then that goes there. Ooh, that one's pretty good. That one's better than this one, but that's okay. Now I'm going to have to kind of recut this one here, I think. And you're going to have to kind of cut and paste this stuff. It's not easy to do. Why are you? Oh, it's just stuck. That was part of the problem why this one ended up cut badly. So if I'm going to have to cut this one a little bit thicker. Okay, well, I'd rather have it go wrong and make it tighter. Okay, so everything else went, the other three sides went okay. So I got to recut this one. But hold on to them little pieces, because you're gonna be needing them. And you might want to back cut a little bit of stuff like that. I don't know. Okay, so let's get this glued in. And like I say, I'm not going to use Gorilla Glue on the top side here. I'm going to use just some kind of caulk or something. This does not need to be glued down hard. This needs to be glued down hard with the big time stuff. And okay, so let's get going. And I think I can, once I get this cut, I can just do two long runs here. This doesn't feel like tile. This feels like plastic or something. I don't know what this is. But see, that'll get me all the way down to here. And I can go ahead and just glue this stuff down once I get this piece here cut. And that's where we're going with this. And then I gotta just fill in the middle, which is just straight cuts once I get these two 45 bezels done. So all of the picture framing is done, and all I gotta do is fill in the middle, and that'll call it a done project. So it looks good, huh? Just takes a lot of fiddling and messing and doing the best you can with what you got. So I got one piece left, so I don't need it, so take that back. It's like playing a tile game from your youth, but here is the last piece. I hope. Oh, what's in there? Something in there? Yeah, something's in there. Little fleck of something. See that little fleck of something right there? And one of my hairs. Okay. Let's see if it sits in there now. There you go. La-da! So I get to take one sheet of this back and one of them back, and there's my waste from the whole thing. And so just take a look at it now, and then I have to glue it down, and then we'll put it in place, and we'll put a little bit of indust on it. Okay. All right. And then we'll put our ballast on her. But that's basically it right there. Well, that's it. This is going to be the last shot. And we got our ballast here. Gonna put it right there so I won't step on it. And I got this ready. Not a sponsor. This not only kind of cleans it, it polishes it a little bit. So there you go. You can tell halfway down how much better that looks. I don't want to get up. I've gotten up 1,000 times cutting these tiles. If you want to take this on, you do it. And I don't know what to tell you how much it costs, because you know, by the time you buy it, if you don't have a tile cutting saw and all that stuff, you can't really use the drag it and break it tool. You need the wet saw. So there's 100, and then you know, there's this, and then there's that, and then all the other. Okay, so there you go. That's it. And see, it matches that. It all ties in together. Okay, and that's, I know that's a little fancy for the old farmhouse here, but that's the way it is. All right, well, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And I appreciate all of you that have subscribed. And if you get it on a chain somewhere and get them to get me back up where I was, that would be real nice. I sure would appreciate that. But for now, that's it. It don't look exactly level, but maybe if I put a little brandy right here, it'll level it out. Okay, all right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. And it's heat proof too. Oh, I forgot to mention that those are stovepipes, the legs. I know that the plexiglass not exactly flame proof, but it's on the floor, so I'm not afraid of that. So this thing is completely heat resistant to that thing. So don't ever put those in your house now, okay? Okay. And don't leave a can of Indust on it when it's hot either. But it ain't hot. All right, bye-bye.